Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another edition from uh here in my office. I've had this whole spiel ready to go, y'all, and it's been one of those days. Well, welcome to Real Talk with America's Supermom. Today's conversation is about transformation, and I'm really excited. I have a guest that is going to be joining me, and until she gets here, we're just going to shoot the breeze, so to speak. So I'm excited to be here. I'm your host, Lachelle Atkins, also known as America's Supermom, mother of 15 children, and I am a TV producer. I help you to monetize and create a global impact with your message through my channel, Keep It Real TV on the Zandra TV network. So I am so excited to be here. It has been a while since I have had the opportunity to do these one-on-one interviews, and I love them because I'm always learning new things. I have some phenomenal guests that are always teaching me so much. So I do want to give a shout out to my last guest last week, Michael Paterano. He had an amazing story, and 30 minutes is just not enough time, with the questions that I have. Okay, I can go question after question because it's so exciting to have somebody really have the insight about things that a lot of people struggle with, and then they're open and honest about their journey. So I love when that happens because it's like I can go on and on and on, and then I'm like, yeah, that happened to me too, so it's just really a great thing. So I'm excited to be here with you guys tonight. These are some great opportunities to connect, to network. I always encourage everybody to get into the comments. Usually, one of the things that I do is whoever is live and in the comments, I like to connect them with one another. So I do a lot of introductions based on comments that you make. There might be something that you have in common with somebody in my network. And so I love being able to make those connections because, there is just so many people out here in the world, and a lot of us just can't see everybody. So when we make connections, we're able to create a global impact and be able to do a lot more things. So I'm excited because my guest has arrived. And so I am going to take this quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
Attention entrepreneurs. Are you ready to take your business to new heights? Join us for the TV Media Tour where you'll gain the exposure, elevation, and expansion strategies you need for success. Get the tools and insights to run a thriving business. Register today at tvmediatour.com. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Transform your business. Register now.
Awesome. All right. So we have a TV media tour. For those of you that have been following me, that date was in May and now it's in July because they are doing bigger and better things. And so they had to move the date. So it's going to now be in July, and that is in Killeen, Texas. So I am excited because I have Linda here with me all the way from Australia. So I'm excited to have her join right now. So I'm going to bring her on. Hey, Linda.
Hello, everyone.
So glad that you could join me today. I'm so excited for our conversation around transformation, coming from humble beginnings. I think a lot of people can resonate with that message because I feel like we've all kind of been leveled down to a certain point after this pandemic, and so a lot of people can relate to that. But before we get into our conversation, please introduce yourself and share a little bit about who you are.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for having me on. Hello, everybody. Greetings from Sydney, Australia, the place where the koalas are always sleeping, always eating and sleeping. And it suits my quote well. My quote is, happiness is another form of wealth. It's the most treasured form of wealth. And it's proven now after COVID, hasn't it? It doesn't matter how much money you have, whether you're the king, the queen, the prince, the princess, if you're unwell, you just cannot be happy, right? So happiness truly is a treasure form of wealth. Well, a little bit about me. I guess, long story short, I started getting interviews since 2016 because um, uh, my story was discovered. Let's put it that way. My story is that I was born at the end of the Vietnam War. I had nothing. I didn't even have color pencils. Like compared to kids these days, they have the world under the fingertip, you know. I didn't even have color pencils. I never knew what a computer looked like before I came to Sydney, Australia. I did not have a word of English, no language skill, nothing before I came. Yet, amazingly, I have been blessed with lots of hard work and tears and sweat. I've been able to achieve every single dream I have so far. So now I run these 4 business, you could call it. My book has achieved #1 bestseller in Australia, in Canada, in UK. Thank you. #5 in US, making it #1 international bestseller. And I was inducted into the International Organization for Bestsellers. And as an extension of the book, I launched 3 Hearts in September 2019. And it has helped so many people, especially during COVID, to help everyone stay connected. Not only that, but connect globally. Doesn't matter what age, what gender, what race, you know. And we have transformed lives. And of course, I started link coaching before that, before the book, before 3 Hearts, back in 2016. That was just me helping people achieving their goals through our lives, whether I was running my bridal boutique 23 years ago in Sydney.
Wow.
I didn't just sell our gowns. I helped brides achieve their goal, their life dreams. They would say, Linda, I want to start a business as well. I don't know how to start it. And in a matter of 5 minutes, I break down their fears, their barriers. I give them strategies. I literally teach them how to run the business, how to start and run the business in a matter of 5 minutes. I still did not know that that's called life coaching, business coaching. I was just always helping people intuitively. And so in 2016, when my children were a little bit older, I thought it's time to reinvent myself because I dedicated 11 years to full-time parenting. During that time, I was volunteering at school. I was always helping parents to enjoy the parenting journey better. And it was only a matter of time that I discovered this is called life coaching. So then I flew to America to train as a professional life coach, came back to Sydney, start as a parenting coach for your gifted children. So that's why it's very aligning with you being parent to 15 amazing kids. So that's how I began. But very soon, because Parents Who Does Business, we naturally talk about business because I ran a business before, because we know everything's related, right? You can't run the business if you have matters at home. That's
Right.
right. So very soon, I extended to business strategies because I achieved all of my goals, all of my dreams. And very soon, I was actually helping those entrepreneurs achieving their goals and their dreams, not just parenting, not just business, but their life goals. What exactly is it that they really, truly want to achieve besides the business that they were in? Very soon, it extended to leadership. Because as you know, as parents, we're leaders to our children. And I lead very intuitively from inside out. So then, very naturally, I was helping CEOs with their own self-leadership. Because if we can lead ourselves well, then we can lead our business, our family, our community, our staff well. And it's all about tuning into yourself, access your higher self, and lead from the inside out. The slogan for 3 Hearts is to live and lead with love and compassion. And it has a huge message for world peace, which we can talk about in a bit later. Then, as life goes on, as everything goes on, I also build Coachable for coaches to help entrepreneurs because I know I can't help the whole world myself. Now, these are just my current updates. Prior to that, I had achieved all of my personal early childhood dreams. That includes travel the world because I was born at the end of the Vietnam War. I only
Mhm.
see black and white TV, black and white photos. So I dream about the world. I did not even have world map. I never seen a globe model, what it looks like. I never have YouTube, email, any of those things. So I would daydream every day. What is the world like? What is America like? What's Australia like? Eventually, I traveled the world. I've been to Alaska 25 years ago.
Wow.
I also dream about having a dress as a little girl because I was always wearing my hand-me-downs
Yeah.
when you have 8 brothers and sisters. And also, being born at the end of the Vietnam War, we don't have shopping centers. We don't have new clothes. So that planted another seed. Eventually, I studied fashion design. I opened my own bridal boutique in 2001 in Sydney. I won awards. My designs appear in wedding magazines. So those 2 dreams. Then after I had children, my third dream was being a teacher.
Mhm.
Because when I was in kindergarten, I was so scared. You probably can relate. I go to school and the teacher will hold a cane in the hand to
Mm.
catch the naughty kids. I get so scared, I learned nothing. So when I was in grade 3, about 10 years old, I met the first kind teacher. She was really calm, really sweet. And even though I learned nothing yet, that was enough for me to be inspired to be a teacher. I thought, that's how I like to be. I wouldn't mind to
Mm.
be that person to help other kids to learn because I got so scared I didn't learn anything. So
Mhm.
after I have children, I studied primary teaching at university.
Mm.
I volunteer. I teach wherever you invite, Linda. I was teaching preschool, primary school. I used hand embroidery to teach self-leadership. I was in a nursing home. I was in a men's group teaching using leather work. So I teach
Mhm.
everywhere people will invite me. So those are my early childhood dreams. I have 3 early childhood dreams. And then after I come to Sydney, Australia, when I saw art gallery for the first time, I was just mesmerized.
Mhm.
I was like, what is this? How do artists do it? Because I didn't even have color pencils,
Yeah.
How do you have an exhibition? So eventually in 2015, I studied a diploma of visual arts. I graduated. I participated in exhibition
Mm.
and I won awards. And in 2016, my self portrait was selected as the finalist for the Women's Art Prize on the theme of equality.
Wow.
And I titled it I Matter.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, because I feel like it's time to sing a new song. Now,
Mhm.
this was in 2016, okay? Mind you, before the Black Lives Matter, before COVID, before
Mhm.
all of this division. But still, I feel like it's time to celebrate us individually and each and every single one of us. I matter, you matter, we all matter.
Mhm.
Because the more we dig into one particular problem, the more it divides us.
Yeah.
And I hear everybody, don't get me wrong, I'm not downplaying all those messages. I'm a woman
Right.
too. We still need to advocate.
Mhm.
But I find that we need to advocate differently, right?
Mhm.
And so, and I wrote a passage, a message on how we can do it differently. But the more we focus on one wound, so-called, the more you dig into the wound, the deeper the wound is,
Mhm.
right? The more you dig into the hole, the deeper the hole is. So I
Mhm.
feel like women say, look at me, hear me. And then what about the transgender? What about the minority group? And then when
Mhm.
the women keep saying that, some men feel like, well, I don't get hurt too. Some men feel
Right.
like they're disadvantaged too. So that's why I feel like, why don't we just celebrate each and every single one of us and level all of us up
Mhm.
instead of just focusing on one group and keep fighting, stop the fight. So
Yeah.
that's why my self-portrait was titled I Matter. And the message is you matter, we all matter.
Mhm.
3 hearts stands for love and connection for ourselves, love
Mhm.
and connection for each other, and love and connection for the universe. And that includes, love for animal, for the environment, for
Mhm.
everything.
I love that. I mean, that is just amazing because a lot of people, when we come from a space where it was totally different than where we are today, it's like the journey to get there is the thing that seems so daunting for a lot of people. We can dream, but it's like, this is like impossible. I just don't even know where to begin. You had a language barrier. I mean, so many things that you had to overcome. And these were dreams that you had at a very young age. So, what advice would you give somebody who is in that space? Sometimes they even think, you know what, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s. What is even the point? That was so long ago that I had that dream. What advice would you give them?
And before I give you the answer, or everyone the answer, just let me articulate this so that it drives home better. I'm going to
Hmm.
show you a photo, my
Hmm.
humble beginning, and let me share with you. I didn't publish the book until 2017. I'm now 54 years old. I
Hmm.
launched Coachable last year when I was 53. I'm
Hmm.
still working on more dreams and goals. So I just want to say that you're never too late. Now,
Hmm.
Louise Hay didn't found a publishing company until in her 60s. So
Hmm.
this, I just want to share a photo. Is it okay if I just
Yeah.
share a photo? Yeah. Okay.
I'm on StreamYard, so I
Wonderful.
think
That's
you can
perfect.
share. I don't know. Does it give you the option on your side? Does it
Yes,
say share?
it does.
Okay, and
It
then I
does.
bring it up. Okay,
Yes.
here we go. Learning something new.
There you go. So these are my four businesses, and this is how humble it was. Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't have anything. But as you could see, as little as I was always a thinker.
Mhm.
I was always a thinker. I used to get the nickname the worry ward. Okay. And that's
Mm.
why I published the book. So a little bit background to the story. I published the book because of two kids who took their own life due to cyberbullying. That
Mm.
was why. So to answer your question, how to begin? Was that all right?
Mhm.
Would you mind to ask the question again, just
Yeah.
so that I can
So,
listen
because
precise?
some people are like, as they get older, they feel like it's too late for
Right.
some of these early dreams that they feel like, they were younger, they had more energy, whatever. Now life has happened, they might have kids and, so many things that kind of keep them deterred from, those goals.
So the very first thing is write it down.
Hmm.
To get our thoughts onto paper, it's powerful,
Hmm.
right? When you can actually write it down, it's more visually. You can even draw, you can even paint. Some people talk about vision boards. I don't do vision boards myself, but these are all the techniques that can help. But writing is powerful. So first of all, write it down. Okay.
I,
Secondly,
I was going to say one thing also about that is that, you really can be an observer, when you're writing things down. Because, when you have things going on in your head, it's like, oh my gosh, this is all impossible. But when you write it down, you can start to have a plan. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that because this is
sure.
so true.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Writing it down. The next thing is back yourself. What I meant is that you have to give yourself all the trust and belief that you can have,
Hmm.
because no one else is going to do that for you.
Hmm.
I'm sorry to say so. We wish that our best friend, our partner, our family are the
Hmm.
one who's going to give us all of those supports. Sometimes we do. And I must say, without my family, I wouldn't be where I am today. But still, they would not see the vision I have in my head.
Hmm.
They would not know what Three Hearts is all about. Like,
Hmm.
when I first share about Three Hearts, what on earth about Three Hearts? Look up on my website, and Three Hearts has helped transform so many people's life, plus my link coaching's work and all the work. And so basically, write it down, back yourself up. Okay.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter who believes you, not whatsoever, but you must believe in yourself.
Hmm.
And funnily, let me tell you this. At first, I thought it's only for little kiddies at school that you got to believe in yourself. But as I travel on this journey, the more you achieve, the higher you go, the more you need to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Very interestingly, because the more you achieve, interestingly, the more you challenge yourself, the more others challenge you, and the more you need to believe yourself, and the more you need to back yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
that's number two, back yourself no matter what. No
Mm-hmm.
matter what anybody says, you just got to believe in yourself. And
Mm-hmm.
if you can't, I'm going to give you this to challenge yourself. Just ask yourself, why them? Why not me? Why not you?
Mm-hmm.
Why can anybody deserve to do what they do, achieve what they achieve, but not you? That's the question I ask myself. You can see my photo. I was very timid. I was very shy. I barely speak. I barely talk when I was little
Mm-hmm.
because multiple reasons. Number one, being in Eastern world, the cultural factor, girls don't talk much. We don't articulate our thoughts much. On top of that, I have 8 brothers and sisters above me, the pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
Now, even
Mm-hmm.
though they're very nice, they look after me really well. But the truth
Mm-hmm.
is, I don't need to talk. They speak for me,
Mm-hmm.
they look after me, they do everything for me, so I don't need to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
barely talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
I barely talk until I come to Sydney, Australia, because I had to. If I don't talk, who's going to talk for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
have to survive because they're not with me every day at school. So I had to talk. And so you just have to back yourself up, believe in yourself, trust yourself, and give yourself a pat on your back to back yourself, to encourage yourself. That is the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you could do those two things, you're really halfway there.
I love that. Now, and you mentioned earlier that you're able to have people um, transformed in like 5 minutes. When you were dealing with your bridal situation, and we have a lot of people that they are searching. They're trying to get in the next program, or they're watching podcasts or live videos or whatever they can to get this insight. So, how were you able to have such a transformation in 5 minutes?
Now, I know in our coaching industry, every coach just likes to use the word transformation. It sounds
Hmm.
amazing, it's powerful. And the truth is, I have transformed many lives, but I try to use the word cautiously. I
Hmm.
don't transform your life. You transform your life. Why?
Mm,
Because I can give you as much as strategies as you want, but if you don't apply and you don't take it away and do something about it, nothing's going to happen. So I share the same thing in my book. We can put the greatest guru in front of you, right?
mhm,
We can put the greatest teachers in the classroom, but if the students are not going to listen, if they're not going to apply, nothing happens. That's why I share in the book that when people say, when the student is ready, the teacher
mhm,
appears. It is not really about the physical teacher who appears. It's actually the teacher in you that appears. We are student as well as the teacher ourselves. We are the coachee as well as the coach. That's
mhm,
why my work is it's impactful, because I articulate that difference. Okay, I don't claim everything's from me because
mhm,
it's unrealistic. And yet, my students, my coaches, my clients, my brides, my whoever comes my way that truly wants a transformation themselves, pay unpaid, casual, formal, professional, doesn't matter what setting in my whole life. It's not just now. I have not
mhm,
just helped people just because I become a professional coach. I help people my whole life before all these years. I sometimes say I have many lives before this life. So let me just clarify that
I
I'm
love
not
that.
here to transform your life. You are going to transform your life if and when you decide it's time to do so.
I love that.
That's
I love that. And
the
that is
difference.
so true. So we have Tanique. She's here. She says, congratulations on your book being #1 bestseller. And then we have Satish, who says, see, it's easier said than it is done. practical way of how to change oneself is the only way we can improve our relationship with others. This in turn will surely give you the satisfaction as well as the other person's.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
That's why my expertise is self-leadership. When we
Yes.
can lead ourselves well, then we can lead our family, our business, our courses, even the nation. Look at it now. I mean,
Mhm.
I can't believe there's still wars happening, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So basically, going back to back yourself, that's
Hmm.
self-leadership. If we
Yes.
can't lead ourselves, we can't lead others. And this is why I'm able to help even CEOs at different levels,
Yeah.
because we always go back to self. We always go back to the from the inner to outside,
Hmm.
right?
Now, so the one thing I would like to ask is we have a lot of people who they feel like they know the formula, but
Yes.
that self leadership is still lacking. I mean, I tell people a lot, I've read the book The Four Agreements, and that really was a game changer for me to
Mm.
recognize how many things I am kind of programmed and conditioned to believe, and not really understanding that I have a choice on these things. But what do you think is the major catalyst for people to not have that self belief or self trust or even self love?
Well, we can talk all day on that because the reasons are so many and everyone has different walks of life. I simply cannot sit here and list all the reasons why they cannot be. But perhaps it might help to give at least one tips to say how to move forward instead. Would that be
Hmm.
good? Right?
Yes,
Because we
absolutely.
can sit here and list all day long. And
Hmm.
everyone's so different. Many reasons why people become stuck, become where they are, right?
Hmm.
But let me share with you. Well, we'll really share two tips, right? Number one
Hmm.
is write down what you want to achieve. Number two is trust yourself, believe in yourself, back yourself, right? And
Hmm.
again, that takes a lot of work, right? That
Yeah.
takes a lot of work, right? But hear that and do something about it, right?
Hmm.
Don't just hear it. Don't just go one ear in, one ear out. It's not going to serve you.
Hmm.
Do something about it. Find ways, however you can, right? And if you want to get in touch, if you want to work with me, you're more than welcome to get in touch. Number three, I am going to give you this simplest way to do it. I know it's going to sound so simple that it's almost disbelieving, but
Hmm.
this is what helps me to achieve every single dream I have so far. Okay. When I came at the age of 15, I was so lost. I couldn't speak the word. I didn't have friends. The whole world
Hmm.
is completely different than where I came from. Go to nature. When I was so lost, I go for a walk. I go to the park. I go to wherever I can, whether it's just a little park, garden, the beach, mountain, wherever you can, just go to nature. And if you tell me that I live somewhere in the desert, for example, or in a big city, like look at my blank. Look at my host.
Yes, Lachelle. Yeah,
Lachelle,
yeah.
Lachelle, look at Lachelle. I got the but I didn't come out. That's because I'm thinking too fast. Pardon me. Look at
That's good.
Lachelle. Lachelle is surrounded by buildings, right? So if you tell
Hmm.
me that you're not near nature, the
Hmm.
amazing thing about YouTube, put on YouTube, put
Hmm.
meditation music, you have a whole
Hmm.
lot of nature that you can see. Connect with nature, be with nature, because nature has the power to heal. Nature
Hmm.
has the power to help you to get in touch with yourself.
Hmm.
And from there, everything happens. It will help you get in touch with who you are. It will help you to get in touch with the nature's resources and become creative. When you become creative, you become really resourceful. When I was born at the end of the Vietnam War, we didn't have anything. We had to be resourceful.
Hmm.
And the only way you can be resourceful is to be creative. Now, I didn't even have nature much where I was born at the end of the Vietnam War. We didn't have green, like not now here in Sydney, in Australia, we're very, very blessed. Green
Hmm.
grass, parks and beautiful beaches and everything. I had none of those. None
Hmm.
of those. However you can find, stay with nature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Back then it was more like farmland, you know.
Yeah.
It was more
Yeah.
like, yeah. So it doesn't matter which way. Get in touch with nature. It has enormous invisible power that we don't think of. You know,
I,
in the modern world, we look too much to technology. I mean, technology is amazing. That's how I can connect with you now and with the world. But
mm-hmm.
get back to basics.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to basics. Get back in touch with nature. You will be so amazed. And it is through guiding people that get connect with nature that so many transformation has happened. I had
Mm-hmm.
a businessman. He already had 3 businesses before he read my book.
Mm-hmm.
And he was actually one of my show hosts. And after he interviewed me, he was inspired to read the book. And in the book, I strongly, encouraged to connect with nature because I share
Mm-hmm.
that's how I discover myself and everything else. So he
Mm-hmm.
took it and applied it, right? He committed to every single day hike and meditate. Now, my meditation that I teach in the book is so simple. Just take 3 conscious breaths.
Mm.
He did that consecutively 30 days. Guess what happened? He said, Linda, I grow my next company the fastest from 0 to 38 staff.
Wow.
From 0 to 38 staff, the fastest out of his 4 companies. How? When he meditate, when he's there, when you hike, with nature, you forget to be stressed. When you can
Mm-hmm.
truly tune into nature, tune into yourself, you take the stress away, you take the worry away.
Mm-hmm.
When you can literally hear nature, when you can hear the wind, the leaf, the birds
Mm-hmm.
are easy to hear. When you can hear the wind, when you can hear the bees, the flies, that's when you're there. When you can
That's
hear
true.
the calm lake, when you can hear the calm lake, when you can hear the dragonfly, you're there. And that's when he said ideas came.
Mm-hmm.
That's when creativity came,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
then he will take action because when you have ideas, you feel inspired. When you inspire, you're more inclined to take action. And then
Mm-hmm.
he said, when I'm in my shower, typical, right? All
Mm-hmm.
things happen in the shower because we are relaxed with the water and everything.
That's true.
Idea come, he take action. He was having dinner. Idea come, he take action.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you build momentum. Momentum is one of the key, right? As we all know,
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs, momentum is the key. That's how he did it. Just connect with nature. I had another CEO, okay, raise millions and billions dollars. As we all know, business happen, things happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have to rebuild everything, connect with nature, rebuild from the scratch, achieve the goal. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. Very short amount of time, very effective. So the reason why my methodology in coaching is so effective is because, as you saw in my photo, I had nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had to come up with simple strategies so that it worked. Otherwise,
Okay.
I cannot achieve everything. I didn't have all these resources that everyone has these days.
Yeah.
So everything is very simple. Whoever works with me, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
don't like simplicity, if you doubt it, it won't work. But if you like the
Mm.
shortest cut, the quickest way to get your results, I'm the gal.
I love that. I love that.
Now, you asked me earlier to demonstrate how I help someone in a matter of 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and we kind of digress. And I was trying to say that you said, how did I use 5 minutes to transform someone's life? Because I just
Mm-hmm.
remember now. And I said I was using the word transformation cautiously. This is because I could give them the tips, and was with another business person. She asked
Mm-hmm.
me the question. The minute she finished, I already give her the answer.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the question that kept her up at night. It was at a conference. I was
Mm-hmm.
a speaker, and she was so liking what I talk up the stage. She came to me at my desk. The minute she finished her question, I really gave her the answer, and she was, oh, what a big relief. The thing is,
Mm-hmm.
I could give you what I give you, but if you don't believe it, if you don't take it, if you don't do something about it,
Right.
nothing is going to happen. So let me answer your question. I shared it in the book as well.
Mm-hmm.
One of my bride, okay, this is back in 2001, 23 years ago. So life
Mm-hmm.
was different. It was only beginning of internet. We didn't have Facebook yet. We didn't have Instagram or YouTube, so none of those. Okay. Now these days, with all the social media, everything is about our profile photo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back then, you're gonna have to transport yourself back in time before all this social media. No one know what you look like yet. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So she, this is very typical of my brides because I designed the gowns for them from scratch, right? They get to see me at least 3 times. The first time we sketch the design. The second time I make a trial garment in the calico fabric. The third time, if the wedding is quite short time, right? Not like a whole year long, or
Right.
if they're quite certain, then that's it. The gown's done. They collect it.
Okay.
However, some brides might get to see me one more time because they're trying to tone down
Right.
a little bit
Right.
more, right? So then they might get, a bit fitter. Then we have another fitting. It's always a last fitting. Linda, I have a question, because if they don't ask now, they have no more chance.
Right.
I
Okay.
also want to start a business, but I don't know how to. I'm scared. I'm looking at you. You're running the whole show. Now, mind you, this is me being my biggest in my life after having children. I was really petite. I weighed less than 40 kilos. You can work that in pounds. I was very, very petite. Okay. My brides are like, oh, amazing. Anyway, one of the brides, now I have helped brides get into maternity wear, bonbonniere, gifts for weddings, and this particular bride back then was still early for her. She's a little bit advanced, okay? She wanted to teach yoga, right? Now, yoga now is very popular. 23
Right.
years later, back then it wasn't as popular yet, right?
Yeah.
So she said, I want to teach yoga, but I'm scared. I don't know how to do it, and I'm scared what people are going to think of me. 23 years ago, we didn't have as many South African in Sydney as now. Now we're more diverse. Okay. Even though back then we had multiple nationality already, but not so much from South Africa.
Right.
And she wasn't very slim either. So she said, I don't know what the Australians going to think of me. Right. But I really want to teach. So this is my 5 minutes coaching. Okay. I break down her barrier, break down the fear. I give her the strategy. I even teach her how to do it. Okay. And she did. This is what you do. Just create a flyer. Now, back then, it's very popular that you pin a piece of paper around your neighborhood or on the
Right.
light post, wherever it was allowed. Not these days, right? But it was
Right.
allowed. Okay. Just create a flyer, put the date, the time, the cost, what you're going to teach. If people who want to do yoga, the time's right, the cost is right, they'll come.
That's true.
True?
Yeah.
When they come, now, when they look at the flyer, they don't know what you look like yet. They don't know how tall, how wide, how slim you are.
Exactly.
They will come if that's what they want to do. Simple, right?
Yeah.
We often overcomplicate things ourselves.
This is
When
true.
they come, you do your best. You do your best. And if they enjoy it, and they're going to come back. Of course, they're going to come back if they enjoy it. If they don't, then too bad. But you tried it. You gave it a go. Now, how are you going to do it? Back then, not now, right? Back then, we don't have all of these other security reasons. Back then, life was really simple.
Right.
Hire a hall from school. $50, you can hire a hall from school. The school will appreciate the extra petty cash.
Yeah.
And you build a community. Isn't that simple?
Simple.
That's the whole business model. That's the
love
whole
that.
business launch.
Yeah.
Right?
I love that because, this is the thing, like what you said, we create even more barriers for ourselves.
We make it
You
for
know what I mean?
ourselves.
It's like, oh, you know what? I don't have this. I don't have that. We come up with all these excuses. I heard this quote one time.
To stay comfortable because we don't
Yeah.
want to get out of our comfort zone. And
Yeah.
let me give you a modern version, okay? Now, yesterday, I have a university student say, well, life is more complicated now. We can't really do it that simply. Let me use the same scenario, meaning let's say someone wants to teach yoga.
Right.
And they're university student. Okay? They don't have
Mhm.
credibility yet. They're not mature enough yet. They don't have money. Right? I'm
Mhm.
giving you all the challenges that you can throw at
Right.
me right now. Okay. Let's
Yeah.
say you're university students and you want to teach yoga or
Mhm.
whatever business. I'm just going to use yoga as a direct comparison from
Right.
23 years ago and 23 years later.
Right.
You want to teach yoga? Tell all your friends at uni.
Yeah.
Tell all your friends at uni, I want to teach yoga. Would you guys just come? Just
Mhm.
come. You don't have to pay the first time if you can do that.
Yeah.
Or you can say, pay whatever you can because I know uni students will don't have a lot of money. Just
Right.
come. If I'm good, if you enjoy it, then pay what you can. But just
Exactly.
come for the first time. Just get them to come. And then how
Mhm.
can you find a spot? I'm sure at university you can find a corner somewhere. If you can't,
Mhm.
go to a lawn.
Yeah.
University has big free space of lawns,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Isn't that simple?
Simple. I
Simple.
think, and
Just go and do it. Just
that's
believe
true.
in yourself and back yourself up. You just have to believe that I can do this. Simple. You don't have to think that, oh my God, are they going to laugh at me? Am I
Right.
going to be good enough? Blah, blah, blah. Throw all of those out the window. Just simply
Mhm.
focus. What do I want to do? How bad do you want to do it? I really
Yeah.
want to do it. Just back yourself. Go and do it.
That's true.
Just
I
invite
love
your
that.
close friends who will not laugh at you. Just
Yeah.
invite the kind friends who will support you. 2, 3. Don't think 200 to begin with. Of course, it's
Yeah.
overwhelming. Don't think 50 or 100.
Yeah.
Just invite 3 friends. 3
That's
is
true.
very doable. Invite 3 friends. After the first time, if they enjoy it, please help me invite one friend. Each
Right.
friend invite one friend becomes 6.
Yeah.
Each 6 friend invite another friend becomes 12.
Yeah.
Everything start from small. Don't
Yeah.
think big. A lot of people tell me when I launched my book, I was challenged by the CEO of the World Health something something. I said that I want to help 1 million people with my book. I was
Mhm.
challenged. But Linda, there's 7 billion people in the world. At the time, it was 7 billion.
Mhm.
And I just smiled. I didn't say anything because you know why? Deep in my heart, I know I know if I help 1 million people,
Mhm.
it would be beyond 10 million people that I would have helped. Why? Because, Lachelle, when you're happy, your husband, your kids will be happy.
Mhm.
When you're happy, you do your show happier. When you're happy,
Amen.
your clients will be happier. When you're a CEO and you're happy, your whole company will be happier. So
Yeah.
when I have helped 1 million people, I know I have helped beyond 10 million people,
Mhm.
beyond with the ripple effect. Don't
Yeah.
forget our ripple effects. Okay,
Yeah.
wherever you are, whoever you are, you don't have to become an author to have the ripple effect of impact.
Mhm.
Every single day, the one smile that you share genuinely, sincerely, the one thing that you help someone, that person become happier. Happiness doesn't stay. Happiness spreads and
Mhm.
it shares. When I help someone to become happier, I know that happiness travels
Yeah.
far beyond I can see and count.
I love that. And the last question that I will ask, because this is amazing. I could go all night.
Yeah,
Um,
we can go on forever.
about the expansion, right? Because, you start off, you have this dream and then another dream and then another dream. You have all these different places where you can impact people. So, talk to somebody who is in this space of like, oh, I guess I just have to do it this way, and they can get intimidated by things expanding, feeling like, oh my gosh, am I ready for this? I don't really know what to do. I don't know how to do this next thing. I've been doing good in this. I mean, I know I've experienced that in my own journey where I didn't think I would have my own TV channel. That was like not even on my radar, and all these things kind of happen organically based on me, showing up for myself and on my journey. So talk to somebody who's listening about this whole transformation with expansion.
So I'm going to give everyone what they want to hear first. Don't do
Okay.
it. don't do it because it's easier, right? For someone who don't want to do it, or when they're not ready, when they want to stay in the comfort zone, no matter what you say, nothing can happen because they will come on with the but if, but this, if this forever. And it's no point. So for people who are not ready, you're simply just not ready. But for someone who go, but I want to, that's different. The minute someone who comes to me and say, Linda, help me, that's power. That's when we have the power to so-called transformation. But if someone come to me, oh, I just want to check you out, then don't bother. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your energy and resources. But if someone comes to me and say, Linda, I want to. Linda, I'm not sure, but here's the but. The but could be positive or negative, right? If you tell someone you could do this, you could do this, oh, but this, but that, then don't worry. Just don't do it. Just stay where you are because you're content with that. Then why change?
Right.
You don't need to change because you're content with where you are. However, if you say to me, but Linda, I'm curious, but Linda, I want to, okay? Curious is still good, but I want to is powerful. Linda, help me. Then we can do something.
I love that. You know, and I mean,
Right.
that's a mic drop right there, because you have so many coaches that feel like, oh, you know, when you have a vision and you have been sometimes where other people are, you know, I realize that we just can't do the work for them. You know, it doesn't matter what I've done. It's not like I can just rub their arm and transfer whatever I did over to them. They have to do it themselves, you know. So I love that.
As a coach, we share the strategies, we share the wisdom, and that takes years of our life, right? It takes years of education of our life experiences. Like I said, I lived many lives before this life. You know, I was a travel consultant, travel around the world. I was a wedding dress designer. I'm a mom, you know, and I studied courses and courses to be where I am today. And I have now been awarded the honorary doctorate of education because I help teachers as well. I even help professors. I even help dean from university. And it didn't just come. The knowledge is because I've been blessed to have been born at the end of the Vietnam War. And that gave me the opportunity to go through the hardships that people don't. And I was also surrounded, and I share that in the book, I was surrounded with seniors, older people. Back then, there's no nursing home. They literally squat around in the neighborhood, right? In Vietnam, in Asia, that's what you do. You squat. There's no little chair like he is very comfortable. He's literally squatting around the neighborhood. And I was so shy. I barely talked, but I was really good listener. They love telling me stories. I love listening. So we were perfect match. They talk, I listen. They share, I absorb. So I was able to gain all of these amazing collective wisdoms. I share in the book that I didn't have to fall 1,000 times to get the 100 lessons.
Amen.
Right? And so that is the power for listening, active listening and willingly. Because I find that listening is a skill that is depreciating now. Right? In our Three Hearts meeting, we all discovered the amazing skill of listening because everyone forgot how to listen.
Yeah.
Listening is so powerful. When we talk, we learn less. But when we listen, we learn more. And so to go back to the question that you answered, what can I say to someone who doesn't want to expand? I have nothing to say because they don't want to. Expansion it's not something that we force upon someone. Expansion is something that you wish to do yourself. You innately want to. You have to have that drive to do it. It's like, I didn't think that I'm going to achieve all of these dreams. It was exactly like you, organically, intrinsically, it's the word that I use. Intrinsically, I just keep following my heart and follow my dreams. That's my keynote speech. That's my life story. That's what turned me into a speaker, right? I didn't go and study to become a speaker. Someone discovered my story and started to interviewing me back in 2016 and invited me to talk. And that's how I become a speaker. So to help someone to tap into the expansion, wanting to become expanded, you need to go back to yourself, learn about yourself first. What does expansion mean? Why do you want to do it? Right? But it's different if you're already an entrepreneur and you want to expand your business. That's a different thing altogether.
I
Right?
love.
So that's a whole different topic altogether. That's all about business strategies and, you know, business planning and goal and visioning. That's all about visioning leadership. So I'm a visionary leader with 3 hearts, ideas and coachable, right? So that's completely different level that we talk about,
Yeah,
which is another day's call.
absolutely. I mean, this is
That
really.
and that is personally with each, you know, CEO, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners, that we have to sit down and look at, you know, where you are, where you want to go, and all of those. But in terms of generally, for someone who want to achieve more life goals, you cannot have one answer for all, because all of us are different. We're all from different walks of life. But generally speaking, if you were asking me to say, how do we help someone to get out of their comfort zone, to do more and achieve more, then generally it's still like write down your goals,
Yeah.
where you want to go, what you want to achieve, back yourself up, be confident. And if you feel that you lack confidence, we can help you. Get in touch. You know, we can work with you. Find ways, listen to podcasts, read books. There's so many ways, right?
So
And
true.
don't forget, get in touch with nature. Nature has the power to heal, to help you be creative, to get in touch with yourself, to help you be resourceful. It's got so much invisible benefit that people don't realize. So if you just take those 3 tips, I'm
Yeah.
sure over a period of time, I would love for everyone who's listening, if you would really do it after 30 days, write to me. Let me know where you get up to. I would love to hear, and I'll give you my email address. Okay. You can email Linda at Linda Duong. My surname, as you could see on the screen, is Duong. Linda at lindaduong.com.au. I would love for you to share with me. And if anybody wants to work with me, just get in touch. Just get in touch.
I love that. Well, I have really enjoyed this conversation. It has been amazing, and we have been connected for some time. I think it's
I
been a
know.
few
I
years.
am so pleased we
So,
finally do this. Thank you. Thank you
but
for your patience.
it's another thing, a power of, building relationships, because there's sometimes that things just happen in their own time, and
Exactly.
so we have been connected for years. And so just being able to stay in touch, continue to stay connected is important, because you just never know. So
And
I'm so.
I want to honor you for that, you know, for amazingly staying in touch for all these years, you know,
Yeah.
the patience to get things happening. It's just incredible. That's all the respect to you.
Oh,
And before I forget, because every single show I forget to say this, but today
okay.
I remember.
Uh-huh.
If you go to my website,
Mhm.
lindaduong.com.au, you can get an introductory chapter of the book.
Oh,
Now, a PhD from
mhm.
just reading the introductory chapter of the book has already been able to create an amazing video to encourage his community to live life with purpose. This is
Oh,
all the
wow.
way back in 2017 when I first launched it. So it goes back to say, if someone get an idea and they apply it, it's useful.
I love that.
Someone might have even bought the book, but still haven't finished reading. But
Mhm.
most people who bought the book loved it, loved it. You can go to my Facebook timeline. I just shared it this morning. Someone
Mhm.
bought the book 2 days ago and is loving it. Many readers have become published authors from just reading my book. So
I
just
love
take
that.
action.
I love that. And so glad that you came. And we definitely going to have you come back, because
Yes, there's so much
there's
more
just
I
not
haven't
enough time.
shared. The reason why, sorry,
Yeah,
we have a crossover.
oh, no, not a problem. So we can definitely talk more about leadership, because I think that's important. A lot of people have a lot of goals. They want to aspire to accomplish, especially as the year gets, we get closer to the end of the year. And just leadership is a topic that I don't think we could ever talk too much about.
Never, never, because
Mm-hmm.
every day we are a different version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I talk about self leadership
Mm-hmm.
instead of mastery, because you cannot ever master, because every day you're on a different level, a different version. If you were truly having a lifelong learning spirit, and if you truly want to be the best version of yourself, you will never master yourself. But
Amen.
it's all about how we lead ourselves every single day.
I love that. Well, this has been amazing, Linda. We want to thank you all for watching today. This is just definitely, I hope y'all were taking notes, because I was over here taking notes, because it's important. A lot of times, with these interviews, when you are in the moment, it takes time to process it. You have to write it down, think about it. How can you apply it? It's so much to learn and so much to grow if we take matters like that. So I appreciate everything that you shared, and looking forward to us connecting again so we can have you come back and discuss leadership. We're going to make sure that we put her website in the thread so that you guys can go and get a copy of that chapter from her book, and share this video if you've got some insight, or share what your thoughts were about it. We would love for you to share so that we can all grow and continue to hear each other's perspectives. For those of you that joined us live and added your comments to the show, we greatly appreciate it. And we will see you all on the next episode. Good night, everybody.
Bye for now, everyone.